And good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another video. This is Chris, Warcraft 24/7, and we are getting started today on a video that I've had some requests for from some people in my guild and some people online. So let's just get started. Here it is. One of the biggest questions that I get asked when I'm playing the game, especially in guild groups when we're running raids and things like that, um, is how do you make gold? Because simply not everyone knows how to make gold. Some people are new, um, you know, and it's just so I want to put this video together just kind of for those people, and for you guys out there that have that signed up and follow me to kind of learn how we get started and everything. Because like some of my guildmates, they need to be able to cover raid costs. They need to be able to cover things like enchants and gems and embellishments and the consumables that they're going to need for raid, and they really don't. They really don't know how to do that. And it got me to thinking um, about a video, and putting a video together for them. And it got me to thinking, and I realized that how I make gold is not how other people would start making gold. You know, I've been playing this game for a very long time. I have an army of alts. I have professions maxed out. I know by experience where things are, how to complete things, how certain tasks are done. I have an entire collection of add-ons that aid me. And being new to the game or coming back after a long break, players will have little to none of that. So the question is not how do I make gold, but rather how can you make gold starting out. I think that's more important for people coming in, and we're going to try to go over some of the basics of that today for you guys, because you may be asking that, and there may be some things that I cover in this video that you may not have thought of. So I hope it's going to help everybody. First off, before we get started in the video, we're going to make a few assumptions. Um, just a couple. First, we're going to assume that you have a character at max level. If you don't have a character at max level, don't worry about it. It's not going to affect this guide at all. It just means you have a little work to do. First thing you need to do is try to get to max level. Um, it's important. It's first of all, until you get to max level, there's really no reason to even worry about gold and making all that extra money. It's not really needed. So that's the first assumption. The second is that you are open to leveling a second character, because that will help you in a couple different ways. Um, I always try to have a separate character as a bank alt, and I have a separate character as a farming alt. Um, and the reason because the one I use to farm with is not necessarily the one I want to raid with. Um, I do a lot of farming on a druid. You don't have to have a druid to start with, but druids do help. But I want you to know that it's beneficial to have multiple characters, and you don't have to worry about gearing them out to the highest levels or anything. You just need to be able to do some simple farms with them, kind of like the one I'm doing right now, where we are running through a cave in Unguro Crater, and we are simply skinning gorillas and picking up mushrooms. You don't need a super geared character for this, but you do need to at least have it to level 70. So, um, third assumption that I'm going to make is that you're not in a hurry. Gold farming is not fast. It is not something that you're going to do overnight. You're not going to log in today, start playing, and tomorrow you're going to be gold capped. It doesn't happen that way. It's never happened that way. Yeah, you might get lucky and get a drop that you may be able to turn in for some, big gold on the auction house or something like that. But rule of thumb is don't get in a hurry. Take your time. Um, this is a marathon, not a sprint. Um, if you're going to try to sprint it, you're going to burn out. You're not going to enjoy the game. You're going to find that you're spending more effort trying to make gold than you're doing to actually play and enjoy the game. Whether that be Mythic Plus, raiding, PvP, whatever you're doing. So don't be in a hurry, because that covers our fourth assumption, that you are here for long-term strategies and you're willing to learn. You're not coming in with preconceived notions. You need to just get rid of all those preconceived notions of what farming is and what gold making is, um, and open yourself up to learn strategies. And that's not just here, that's on our Discord as well. Working on Discord, it's not quite there yet. We are working on it. Invite you to join. The link will be down below in the description. Join the Discord, say hi. Got other gold farmers in there, other people in there. We're trying to build a community. You guys talk to each other, share ideas, share ways to do things. Um, you know, Lots of people in there that do collections like myself. I'm a completionist. I try to do collections. So if you're needing an item, you got something you want that you're looking for, somebody may have it. Drop a note in the Discord, and somebody may be nice enough to trade that to you or whatever, if they can, if they're on the same realm, or however that might work. But regardless of that, um, join the Discord, have fun, say hi, follow, hit the bell, subscribe to the YouTube. We'd love to have you guys. So with those assumptions in mind, let's go. Let's get started. Um, First off, very first thing, do not get discouraged by videos that you will see on YouTube that have claims that you're going to make 50K an hour, 100K an hour, 150K, a million an hour, whatever their outrageous claims are. Don't be discouraged by those videos because you cannot replicate them. You can't go in and do that farm and make that amount of gold. Um, those videos are put out by people who've been playing this game for a long time and farming gold for a long time. Those videos are put together for YouTube. That's their whole purpose. They're making those videos for YouTube, to get you to watch them, to get you to subscribe. There's nothing wrong with those, but just know that you are not prepared starting out to get those kind of results on that level. You're simply not. That's not anything for new players to jump into. There's a lot of work that goes into the front end of being able to do those farms efficiently and with a group of people to get those kind of results. That's the first thing. Don't be discouraged. Second, don't rush. Don't think, hey, I got to do this. I got to have this. I got to have the best gear. I got to have the best class, the best spec to do these kind of farms to earn gold. You can do this on any tune, any class, any spec. It's just going to be different. It's going to be different for each one. So don't worry about that. So you're probably asking yourself at this point, where do I start? Where do I start making gold? Well, the first step to make gold in this game is simply play the game. Put in the time playing the game. so that you can build up that reserve, that gold amount. If you're simply logging in, running raids, running a few Mythic Plus every week, logging out, you have no source of income. You're not going to be um, covering those costs. You're simply going to be shelling out gold every week to cover repair costs, to cover consumables. So simply play the game, step one. Now, what I mean by playing the game, that means you're going to be doing world quest. You're going to be doing every world quest that pops up. You're going to be doing anything that rewards gold, rewards items. Um, because even if you don't need the item, you can turn around and vendor the item, and that's gold. Simply do the world quest. Also, by doing world quests, you're going to earn renowned or reputation, however you want to look at it. And that is going to put you to where you can unlock more features, more things with the different factions. Um, and that'll help you later on as you want to advance and move into some different strategies besides simply the ones we're going to talk about today. Dragon racing. Let me talk about that. That's something new in Dragonflight. Um, do those dragon races every week. Every time you see one of those dragon race world quests pop up, um, go ahead and run through that. It's super simple. You don't even have to worry about getting gold or silver. You can just complete the course at bronze. You're going to get a race purse that is going to have 500 to 1,000 gold in it, um, maybe more, depending on the race. But from what I've seen, 500 to 1,000. You're going to That's just going to be pure raw gold for doing that, few seconds of content. Great way. Do that on all your alts. If you got more than one level 70, you see those pop up as a world quest, do them on all your alts. Collect all that gold. Super simple. Do all your weekly events. You want to do your cooking event. You want to do Dragon's Bane Keep, the Super Bloom. You want to do those. Anything that's a weekly thing that's going to give you not only renown, but going to give you the possibility of items that drop. The cooking event with the Tuskar has a chance. You do that, you get a chance for the flavor packet to drop, which is an embellishment. Still sells on the auction house for a lot of gold. Um, that's something you can do every week. Takes just a few minutes. Log in, do that weekly event stuff. Um, Vendor trash. Make sure you're selling. Don't just throw things away. Don't drag stuff out of your bag and throw it away. Make sure you're selling it to a vendor. Get that stuff sold to a vendor. It's going to add up, especially in the new zone. The items that you'll pick up over there, the vendor trash, will add up quickly. Um, you may go to a vendor after running a few quests in the new zone, the Emerald Dream, and you may simply, vendor 3, 4, 500 gold worth of trash that you've picked up just from killing mobs. Super simple. So, that's as a rundown. Simply play the game, do the world quest, do the dragon races, do any kind of your weekly event stuff, sell your trash, and you're going to be covering your expenses. I've done spreadsheets and breakdowns in the past for our raiders that have shown. I did one in the Shadowlands, showed basically how to do your weekly covenant quests, and it covered all the expenses of being a raider, all the consumables you bought, all the flask and enchants you needed. Pretty much covered everything. It was pretty simple to cover costs, and it still is with Dragonflight right now with the new raid opening. Um, Want to give a shout out to my guild, the Revenants. We did a great job. We were 8 of 9 within the first week. On normal, we plan on getting 9 of 9 Friday night, and then we'll be moving into heroic. Guys have done a great job. Really appreciate my guild. That's why I do these things. That's why I do these videos. That's why I play this game, is for the people, uh, that I'm involved with on a daily basis in my guild. All right, so we covered step 1, simply playing the game. Step 2, avoid gold sinks. Blizzard has put a ton of gold sinks in the game for people like myself and other people that farm and make a ton of gold. They want they want to get that gold back. They have to stabilize the economy any way they can, so they have put in a lot of gold sinks, and you need to avoid these gold sinks. Now, do you need to avoid these gold sinks forever? No. Once you have a healthy stockpile of gold, it's super simple to come back and do some of these things. But for right now, we're starting out. We don't have a huge stockpile of gold. We are trying to build up a bank. We want to avoid these gold sinks. So what are they? Mount collecting. You know, fine, if you want to collect mounts that don't cost you anything as far as, simply drops and world quests and things like that, great, go for it. Um, Running old content to get drops, great way to collect mounts. But as far as purchasing all the mounts in the game to do the collecting, stay away from that. Some of those mounts are very expensive, and you can burn through a lot of gold very quick. So, if they're not costing you anything, great. But if they are, to start with, stay away from those. You don't want to invest that gold because we're trying to get started. We're trying to get a bankroll built up so that we can move into more advanced strategies once we cover our costs. Pet collecting, battle pets. Stay away from battle pets as far as collecting. Um, Again, just the ones that you have to pay for. The ones that you pick up freely in the world, those are great because you can actually sell those, turn those into to some nice gold. If you know where to look, if you want to put in the time to level those, that may be something you enjoy is pet collecting and doing battle pets. And as long as you're smart about it, it doesn't have to be a gold sink, but it can turn into one very quickly when you start buying all the different pets and items off the auction house. So kind of stay away from that. Um, the other big one to stay away from is transmog collecting and using. Not only you want to stay away from buying transmogs on the auction house. I know it's tempting. Everybody wants to look the best, but stay away from buying those items and stay away from using um, the transmog guy as much because you can go through hundreds of gold, even thousands of gold doing transmogs every time you turn around, every time you get a new piece of gear. I understand once you get loaded out with a full set of gear, transmog it, make it look nice and everything. That's one thing, but you don't want to be transmogging every time you pick up a piece of gear. That's just going to eat your gold up. So basically, any type of completionist activity that requires you to spend gold, you want to stay away from to start with. Another thing to stay away from starting out is crafting professions. These you can lose a lot of gold in crafting professions. Anybody that's ever leveled an engineer knows that it's pretty much you spend a lot of gold to level it up, and it's hard to ever recoup that gold for that profession. So stay away from crafting professions. You want to avoid these early on until you have gold in reserve, and be mindful. Everybody's like, oh, you can make tons of gold on crafting professions. Well, be mindful that if you're not at the front of the pack, if you fall behind, if you're not the first guy on the server that is, crafting the lariat or crafting a certain ring or a piece of armor or something, if you're not in that first little group that's crafting those highly sought after items, you're going to be missing out on the big gold. You're going to fall behind. You're going to be missing out on the big gold. Um, the guys that are out front playing every day, playing 8-10 hours a day, leveling up, having all these professions maxed out, have the gold to invest to max them out quickly, um, doing the raids to get the drops and everything. They're going to get out ahead in front, and they're going to make the gold. And by the time you catch up, by the time the average player catches up, um, you're behind, and you may not may not be able to make anything on that. Now, there is an exception to that with alchemy. Alchemy, and we'll talk about that here in a little bit. Alchemy is probably the only crafting profession where you can um, do it as you go and make some gold along the way. And we'll talk about that here in just a minute. Why that is. Avoid best in slot crafted gear unless you're a cutting edge mythic raider who is um, you guys are pushing to world first, server first, Hall of Fame, cutting edge stuff where you're going to be clearing mythic within, the first couple weeks or whatever. Avoid the best in slot crafted gear. It's going to cost you a lot of gold, and you don't need it. You can get by without it. You can get the drops from Mythic Plus. You can get the tier sets from LFR, normal raids, things like that. You can get them from your vault. There's lots of ways to gear up without investing in that best in slot crafted gear. Um, I I went through like an entire patch on a character heroic rated, got ahead of the curve. Didn't have any of the best in slot crafted gear. Just had stuff from the raid and stuff from the you know the Mythic Plus. So you can get away with that. Don't spend that gold because right now you don't have it. You're trying to cover costs of raid. You're trying to cover consumables. You're trying to get to a place where if you need to drop 50K or 100K on something, you can without even thinking about it. That's kind of the mindset. That's where we're trying to get to, and that's what this is about. It's about a mindset of being able to get to that place where you can buy that stuff without really thinking about it because you're following simple principles. The next one is auction house consumables. Try to stay away from buying things from the auction house. As far as potions and flasks and things like that, find someone in your guild that can craft those for you on the cheap. Maybe you can supply the materials. Maybe you're an herbalist and you're picking up herbs. Then you can go around and gather herbs, bring them back to somebody in your guild. They can craft you what you need, and you're not out that extra premium for buying them off the auction house because it's last minute and you got to have them for raid and you forgot them. That's another thing. You got to be prepared. You got to look forward into the week. You can't wait till the last minute to try to get stuff because typically if you wait till the last minute to grab things from the auction house for a raid or whatever, you're going to be paying a premium, and all that eats away at your income. And we want to stay away from that. Also, stay away from auction house flipping. You'll see this a lot on YouTube videos where people talk about flipping, and they talk about resetting markets. Stay away from that. If you don't have a clue of what that is, and you're trying to use that as a strategy to make gold, chances are you're going to be the loser in the long run. Um, you have to develop the knowledge over time of what you can buy and turn around and sell um, to make a profit. And sometimes they're very thin margins. Um, you know, some of these guys, myself included, we may buy something on the auction house and turn around and sell it and make a very thin margin, but we know we can buy, you know, 10,000 of them, buy them and turn around and sell them at a very thin margin and still make gold. You're probably not in the position, if you haven't been doing this long, you're not going to be in a position to go to the auction house and buy something. For example, Bloom. Right before the patch dropped, I went and bought, 150,000 Bloom. Um, Turned around, the patch dropped, the price tripled because it was, new patch, new raid. Everybody's looking for consumables. Everybody's looking to upgrade things. Price tripled. I sold them all, made a little profit. Now, did I make a lot of profit? No, because I bought them at 20 silver and sold them at 66 silver, I believe. Um, Not a huge profit, but a profit nonetheless. Tripled my investment. Minus auction house cuts and everything, and you know that's something else you got to keep in mind of. So stay away from auction house flipping. Uh, the buy low, sell high mentality it works, it is profitable, but you need to know what you're doing before you get started in that. That is not something you just pick up and start doing, even though a lot of videos will be out there that will tell you, hey, this is a great way to make gold. Just go to the auction house, reset the market, buy up all the herbs under a certain price, relist them. We are a region-wide herbs and ore and consumables and all those commodities now. Um, and you try to reset the market if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to spend a lot of gold to buy out all the lower stuff, reset the market, and before you get it posted, somebody else is already posting it back at the lower price, and you've just lost all your profit. You're basically just feeding into the machine of, you know, people taking your gold away. So stay away from that. Stay away from selling transmog items. That is something you do not want to get into until you have a very large pool of gold that you can work from. You It takes a long time to sell transmogs. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. You may sit on a transmog for, you know, a month, 2 months, 3 months, a year before it finally sells, and you may have to invest, you know, hundreds or thousands of gold reposting that item for it to simply sell, and you end up making, you know, 500 to 1,000 gold profit. Some of those items do sell quick, and you'll see a lot of those. I'll post items on the auction house that'll sell. I post items on a YouTube video that are good farming items that tend to sell, but they're not going to sell fast. They're going to take a certain amount of time before they actually sell, and you have to be patient to be able to sit on those, and that's not something that you're going to get overnight. So, you know, stay away from that stuff. That is gold sinks that Blizzard has put in, um, and that some players and some YouTubers and some communities have developed to take away your gold. Yes, some of it has an upside potential profit, but a lot of it is just you know, especially for the early player, the returning player, the new player, it's a way to keep you broke basically. Um, And I'll let you in on a little secret. A lot of the gold farmers, a lot of the guys that are out here on the servers making money, they don't want you to know the best secrets. They don't want you to know the best farms. They don't want you to know the best places. By the time they have dropped those farm videos and everything, they have already farmed those out to the point that they are not profitable. Um, because if they share all that stuff on the early on, you're going to come in, somebody's going to come in and try to make that profit. It's going to cut into their profit. As a gold farmer, somebody running strategies, running these ideas to collect gold, you hardly ever see somebody share something new. And that's why you also have a lot of videos that are repeat videos of other people, where somebody comes up with a farm and then 10 people make a video about that same farm, because they don't want to share what's actually making them gold. I tend to do a little different. I care less. I'm going to make my gold on my farms, and I'll share them with you. And you make what gold you make on the farms. Chances are I'm going to have more time to play, to put into it, more efficient, and I'm going to make my amount of gold that I plan to make off of it, and you can join in and make some as well. I tend to share. I tend to be one of those guys that like to help others out. I'm not greedy in that way. So let's get on to step three, which is actually making income. How do we make income? We've covered our costs by doing world quests and such, but how do we start putting some money back? How do we start making actual gold to do our nest egg, you know, to build up? First, commodities. That's our biggest thing we want to start with. Being brand new, starting out, you want to start with commodities. That's herbs, skins, or fish, things like that. Because the simple fact is, herbs always sell. If you're out there collecting herbs, you can put them on the auction house, they're going to sell. May not sell for the most, but they're going to sell steady. You're going to see that in the long run they're going to be profitable. Every herb you can pick, even Peace Bloom, that you can pick at level 1 starting out. I guarantee you, you go out there and pick it, you put it on the auction house, somebody's going to buy it. There's somebody that needs it for some recipe, and somebody's power leveling a new alt for alchemy or inscription or something. They're going to need that Peace Bloom. It'll sell. Um, will it sell a lot? No, you won't make a fortune off Peace Bloom. Don't kid yourself. But herbs always sell. They're a great way to make a steady income in this game, and that's one of the things we're looking at. We're looking at a steady income. We want consistent gold coming in over a long period of time. If you can combine herbalism with skinning, which is what I've done on this druid, um, then a lot of times you're picking up, you're picking up these skins, and majority of the things that you kill in World of Warcraft as you play are skinnable, and it's just one of those things. It's a you're killing it anyway. Take a second, skin it. Those skins sell. They may not sell for the best. You may not make a lot off of each individual skin, but what we're looking for is quantity. You're going to be selling a lot. Like, I'm going around this cave looking for mushrooms. They have a 4 to 5 minute respawn timer, but while they do, these gorillas spawn a lot faster. I'm able to pick up these skins off these gorillas while I'm waiting on mushrooms to sell. So let's look at those. Skins are going to be in this bag right here. We're picking up rugged leather, sells for about 3 gold a piece. Rugged hide, 2 gold a piece. Thick leather, 3 gold a piece. Thick hide, 2 gold a piece. Mushrooms are 46 gold a piece. That's why we're here. We're here for the mushrooms. And then I'm picking up all this vendor trash as well. And every once in a while we'll get a green drop or something uh, off of these girdles as well. So you're stacking your opportunity to make gold by stacking up different gathering professions. All that stuff will sell. It'll sell in the auction house. You put it up there, somebody will buy it. So if you can combine herbalism with mining, skinning, um, it's just going to increase your flow of gold while you're playing the game. Because remember, go back to step 1. What I tell you at the very beginning, the best way to make gold is simply play the game. So while you're playing the game, you're herbing, you're skinning, you're making gold. The next thing you want to look into is fishing. Um, Fishing can be a little boring for some people. They've added a few ways to increase the way to fish with the nets and everything, and the Tuskar with the Tuskar and Dragonflight. So there's a little bit different ways you can do some fishing, but um, fish sell. Um, Usually throughout most expansions, there is a particular fish or a collection of fish that are needed for inscription. They're needed for cooking, for the raid feast, for different foods. Um, they are always There's always some value to fish. Right now we have fish that you can turn in for a quest every week. For the shipment quest over in the Emerald Dream, though those fish are, they're valuable. People will buy them. People don't want to spend the time fishing. They want to spend the time out doing Mythic Plus, doing the raids, and then logging out. They don't have that extra time to play. Those are the people that are going to buy your fish. So fishing is profitable because a lot of times, like I said, the fish and just like the herbs are going to be used in raid consumables. Um, Raiders are going to need those consumables, and that's going to help them sell very quickly because in all honesty, we have 2 targeted audiences. One, on the lower end, is the player that doesn't have time to play, doesn't have time to go out and gather all this stuff. They are looking to buy it quick off the auction house. They want it super simple. They don't want to go out and farm anything. That's our target audience. One, our second target audience is raiders. Um, Raiders are logging in. They need feast for the raid. They need feast for their Mythic Plus runs. They need potions. They need flasks. They need all these different consumables. They need enchants. They need whatever it is they need. They're not only need it for the start of the patch or the expansion, they're going to need it through the entire expansion. It may change a little bit, it may adjust a little bit, but those mats are always going to be needed. So what you need to do, you got to do a little homework, you got to do a little research. You have to look up what is actually needed for the raid. What is, go to Wowhead or somewhere, look at what consumables the raids are using, and you find out what those raw mats are, and you simply farm those raw mats. Turn around, post those on the auction house, and they're sold. It's it's a great way to make some income, just simply supplying mats to raiders. And then once you kind of got that going, then you want to start fine tuning. You want to start becoming more efficient. You want to look at leveling a druid, because druids, in my opinion and most other people's opinions, the druids are the best farmers. Um, Especially in open world herb farming, where you can go in flight form and just fly, gather herbs, and you never have to leave flight form. You can just simply fly around picking up herbs. Uh, One of the best ways to gather up herbs in the open world. Um, Also, druids benefit from speed. If you'll notice, I have a counter here that shows I run at 189.9% run speed. One is because I'm in cat form, which is great for druids. Gives you that bonus, but also because I'm running a speed set. And as you want to get more efficient, that means grinding out a speed set, adding a piece here or there to make you run faster. Because the faster you can make loops, faster you can clear dungeons. Um, the faster you can make gold, and that's what it's all about. It's about time and investment. So you want to becoming more efficient, learning routes, learning speed sets, playing a druid, getting those leveled up. That's kind of where you want to start becoming more efficient. The next thing you want to do is you want to start branching out. Once you don't want to do this too early. You want to be pretty stable in what you got going. Um, Once you have a good source of income, I'm going to say probably 500,000 gold at least. Um, which is not that hard to get realistically if you play the game. 500,000 gold, then you can start branching out into other things. Now you want to keep continuing to do your normal stuff that you do every day to keep your gold stream coming in, but you want to branch out into like flipping recipes. Like cooking recipes are a great example. A lot of people want to get the achievements for cooking, for knowing so many recipes, and they don't know where to gather some of them up at. Um, there are a few out of the way locations that you can go to. You can pick up some recipes, cooking recipes. Pick up 5, 10 of them for a few silver. Post them on the auction house for a few gold, and they sell. There's some that sell for 400 or 500 gold a piece. Some that sell for a few thousand a piece, simply because their location and how to find them is not widely known. Now it is known; they're not secrets or anything. If you want to do the research, you can find out where to get them from. But most people don't. Again, they don't have time. They don't want to do that research. They'd rather just buy it off the auction house. You simply go find those recipes, stock up on 5 or 10 of them, bring them back to the auction house, post them, and you make a little bit of profit. Um, Especially some that come from other expansions that there's not a lot of people at, not a lot of people farming anymore. Nobody wants to go to that out of the way location. You can make a simple trip there, pick up several, put them in your bag, come back to the auction house, sell them off. Battle pets. That's you can expand into battle pets at this point. If you start start collecting battle pets. You want to level them to level 25. You can sell them at level 1. You can sell them at any level, really. But if you put in a little bit of work and get them to level 25, put them on the auction house, they're going to sell. Basically, any pet that you can put in a cage, you can sell on the auction house. Um, at this point, you would want to diverse into like dungeon runs for different items. There's a certain amount of raw gold you're going to pick up running dungeons. Some dungeons are better than others. Some are a complete waste of time. Some you want to run, do your 10 runs an hour and, uh, do it at least once a week, and you can make a steady stream of gold that way. You'll also be branching out into some transmog items at this point. Like I said, don't do that too early, but if you're doing dungeon runs, you're going to start collecting a large amount of items. You'll want to start posting those on the auction house. Gray and white items do sell. Green and blue items sell. Like I said, don't get in a hurry. This is long-term strategy. You're going to want to be putting transmogs up for the long term. They'll sell. They may not sell right away. You may have to post them 10, 20, 30 times. But eventually they'll sell. You just want to make sure you check your item and make sure that your cost to deposit, to sell, actually sell in the auction house, is not going to take away from any profit that you could collect. So you have to watch out for other people and what they post them at. Make sure not to undercut. That's going to actually cause you to lose money, because you can lose money selling transmogs if you're not careful. I would suggest, getting an add-on like Trade Skill Master to help you with this. Once you start getting into transmogs, there's a lot of videos on my YouTube about Trade Skill Master, about how to set it up, how to get started with using it. There's a whole video on add-ons and what add-ons I use, which ones are good for gold farming. You'll want to get into those as well, start using some of those add-ons. At this point, you can feel, you feel comfortable in the game. You got a good source of income coming in. You can start branching out into professions. On your main or your alt, or a combination of both, you want to start getting into professions. Again, don't be in a hurry. Don't fall into that trap of getting the gold sink going. Learn the profession, level it up over time. Sell what's profitable. Avoid the things that aren't profitable. This time, also, like I said, if you haven't done professions yet and you're just sticking with gathering, this is a good time to invest in alchemy. Alchemy always is profitable. Almost always is profitable. Let me say it that way. You can usually, if you're willing to go out and farm herbs, you can usually craft, once you get the skill up and everything maxed out, know which things to craft and how to craft them. Alchemy is usually profitable. You can make flasks and potions and cauldrons and things like that for um, your guild or different places, and make some money. Drakathis is a good one right now. I think it's a transmute Drakathis. They sell for 3 to 4K on my realm, and you have to have them for a lot of different things, so there's always a market for those. Usually alchemy always has a market for its goods. You can always find a way to sell mana potions, health potions, rejuvenation potions, those things. They typically always sell. You can even sell your CDs, depending on the expansion, depending on what where you're at and which particular expansion. You may have a transmute CD or something. You can even sell those to people. So those are kind of long term, branching out into different things, getting different things set up um, that you kind of want to get into. Um, but I hope this guide's helped. I hope it has helped you guys kind of know a mindset on how to get started. Get started with picking herbs. Uh, Got a druid, run some herb farms. This cave is in Nguro Crater. I run it all the time for ghost mushrooms because ghost mushrooms sell. Um, Made about 258 raw gold just from killing and picking up things. Let's see, I've got about 3,000 gold worth of mushrooms. Uh, Another couple hundred, 400 or 500 gold out of skins that I picked up. I picked up a green item that I'm gonna be able to sell for a couple hundred gold. So say this little bit of time doing this video, not really pushing, not really trying. I've made 4,000 or 5,000 gold. Is that the most efficient way to make gold? Absolutely not. There's other ways out there you can make that much. Some of the new crafting materials sell for a lot more. There's farms out there to find those and run those. But what I'm trying to show you guys and get you involved in is long term, more of the mindset, long term, how to make gold. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope it's helped. So we just picked up a green. It sells for 600 gold. It'll sell. Somebody will buy it eventually. We'll probably end up selling it for about 400 gold when it's all said and done. But it's a good start. You can pick up those things while you're farming. This is not the best farm in the world, to be honest. This is just simply a ghost mushroom farm. They do sell, though. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Hit subscribe, hit like. Check out the other videos on the channel. They'll help you out with add-ons. They'll help you out with different ways to do things, different places to look. Hit a subscribe. Give us a notification. Hit that notification bell. We also are on Twitch at Warcraft 24/7 Live. We stream on Twitch. You find videos on YouTube. We try to post at least a YouTube short every week. Items that we go out and gather up that we like for Auction House and Transmog. Try to send you guys as much helpful information as we can. Again, in the description, join the Discord. Hope it'll help you join in, chat with other people, and we'll get you going. We'll get you on the right track to making gold. Like I said, it's not going to happen overnight. This is long-term, steady gold investment. This is a strategy for your long-term WoW career. This isn't nothing where you're going to be looking at, I need 100,000 gold by this weekend for raid. How am I going to get it? If you're wanting to go that route, invest $20, buy a WoW token, because that's the way to make gold that way. This is how to make gold without really sacrificing a lot, without doing a lot of repetitive, useless stuff over and over again. This is quick, easy, an hour here or there a week, and you can have a stream of gold coming in. But anyway, thanks guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Hope you made it this far through the video. If you did, if you made it all the way to the end, put me a comment below that says that you made it to the end, and we'll see if we can't give you a shout out in the next video or something. Push your name in the credits or something to kind of show my appreciation for you guys. Appreciate all the encouragement, all the support, all the people that have signed up for the Discord, the people that have signed up to follow YouTube, people we have on Twitch. I appreciate all that from you guys. If you keep following, I'll keep making videos. If you keep liking and commenting, I'll keep sharing. That's kind of the way it goes. It's a trade-off. It's you help me, I help you. We all enjoy this game we love so much, and I'm gonna sign off now. Hope that helps you guys start making gold, start making a little bit. Again, this is Chris, Warcraft 24/7. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. See you next time.